Folks, you are watching Fanatics the Fan at Virtual Visioncon. We are live and in our normal time slot, and I'm so happy. Thank you for having us again, VisionCon. It's different than normal, but it's been a lot of fun. I actually watched all of the storyteller panel. I'm going to have those guys on the show. I watched Robbie. Robbie has invited me to be on his podcast, and he is definitely invited to be on mine. Of course, Fanatics the Fan, you can find us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube. And our fearless leader, our con god. Introduce yourself, sir.
Well, I don't need any introductions here. I'm Brandon, and I'm in charge of this whole thing. For better or worse, unless it's going wrong, then it's Zach's fault.
100%.
But it's good to be here this weekend. It's been, we got to see a lot of things. Surprisingly, I've got to see more of the convention sitting here at home than I do every year working it. So it's been kind of nice.
Oh my God.
One of my best VisionCon memories, I was doing the show in our normal spot, and it was usually when I do the show, I actually leave the stage because I'm the fan. I'm not the fanatic. I'm the fan. So I can be out in the audience. And I turned around, and my gaming, cosplay, TV, comic book, video game nerd was on stage, and I didn't know what to say. And I looked at him like, "Hey, Brandon, what you doing here?" And the minute I said his name, radio went off, and Brandon was gone. So we had him for a few minutes, so that made me feel really good. So, Brandon, you're also what I call our con king, because you do it all. What is your favorite VisionCon memory?
Probably one of my favorite VisionCon memories. And there's so many of them. Just meeting all the celebrities. Probably one of my favorites, though, was the first time I got really starstruck meeting Aaron Douglas. I walked up to him. I was trying to get an autograph. This is the first year I was on staff. And I go walk up to him, and I just freeze. I've been a very big Battlestar Galactica fan up to this point, and it was one of those things that it got me. And I'm like, I've never had this problem in front of people before. And so luckily, Joe McCormick, who is our longtime guest handler, did an amazing job. He's like, "This is Brandon. Sometimes he's very special. He would like it. He would like an autograph." And I hand my money over, and Aaron goes, "What do you want me to write to you, Brandon?" And I go, he goes, "Don't worry, I got this. Dear Brandon, frack you, Aaron Douglas." So that was a lot of fun.
That's actually really cute.
Yeah,
and
it's really adorable.
That's classic Brandon. My favorite VisionCon memory, and I don't even think Brandon knows this, was somebody else was interviewing Fanatics the Fan, and they had us out in the lobby. And so I'm sitting there, I'm doing an interview, and I see the guests go walking by. And of course, whenever you see the guests by themselves, when you're this close to VisionCon, you're like, "Wait a minute, what? Why is he alone? And how is he alone?" And then he stops and he looks at us, and I'm like, "Oh man!" So now I'm frozen, trying to do this really cool Hawk do this interview, and then he walks up and stops everything. Wait! You guys can't do this. And I'm like, bear in mind, this is not just a guest. This is John Wesley Shipp. Okay, this is somebody I know. I've seen him on television. I followed most of his career. And I don't think I had even talking to him that weekend. So he stops the interview, had to stop because he said so. So of course, we're done, no more interview. And the guy goes, "Well, what's wrong?" And he had us with our back to the window, and all the light was coming in from behind us. He goes, "You have to do this way, and you have to do this way, and put your microphone over here, and the camera." He directed the entire interview just to make sure it was perfect. And then he went on about having to have his lunch. one of the best guests of all time. Hi, Marissa. How are you? I see you down there stalking us.
I'm good. I'm just listening. I love these stories.
She's actually been invited to the show. I consider her one of the trivia fanatics. She has multitude. She's also a cosplayer. I'm sure you probably have a great VisionCon story.
I have many. I think one of my favorite. Sorry, what?
You just need one.
Yeah. I think probably one of my favorites was I loved hosting the fandom meetup last year with the Critical Role people. That group of fans, I went into that hosting because we needed a host and we needed somebody to wrangle people to take pictures. And I hadn't even listened to Critical Role at all. So
Right.
I just went in there ready to BS my way through hosting a fandom meetup, hoping they wouldn't eat me alive. And they were the nicest human beings. They had such good discussions about that podcast. And I actually went home immediately and started listening to it and became a fan myself, simply because they had such passion and excitement when they were talking about it. So that was probably one of my favorite con moments.
And there have been so many, and we're looking forward to having another. I really quick want to acknowledge my partners that they couldn't make it. We at Fanatics the Fan, because of VisionCon, we started a partnership with a podcast called Pop Goes the Culture. We do the video for Fanatics the Fan on the YouTube channel, and they do the podcast. And they are amazing people. They actually told me their poll. They do a poll every week. You can find it on popgoestheculture.com. And I wrote it down, and I lost it. Where'd it go? There it is. The poll on Pop Goes the Culture this week. What are you looking forward to when it goes back to normal? Television or normal TV screening, going back to the movies at the movie theater, new comics, or convention. So I'm going to actually ask the fanatics that are here before we even send it out to everybody else. And if you guys are watching in the stream, I can actually see the stream, unlike Zach, who doesn't pay attention.
It's
I can
right here.
Why is it to that? It should be on the other side, man. To do things right, you got to be on the other side.
Yeah. And also, do I not get to say my favorite VisionCon memory?
No.
No? All right, fair.
So I'm going to start with Marissa. What are you looking most forward to going back to normal of those four? Just those four.
Oh my gosh, 100% the movie theater. I miss the freaking movie theater so much.
Any particular movies you're looking forward to that are coming up?
Well, of course I'm looking forward to Black Widow, duh.
Yeah, could you imagine what that company, wow. I commend them for holding on to it.
Yeah, no kidding.
Universal plan. And I don't know, Brady, what do you think? Would that have worked for Black Widow as much as it did Trolls, or no?
We're going to see in the future how well this is going to work out for everything, because it's Universal's going to keep going with it. But,
yeah.
I see there are going to be a lot of problems with movie theaters going forward that people are going to think twice a lot.
Yeah, Zach, poor Zach.
Zach, so what do you look most of those four? What are you looking most forward to?
I mean, definitely the movie theaters. I mean, I like getting paid.
I almost didn't want to ask you because I knew that was going to be your answer. But
for those of you who don't know, I'm the marketing manager of a theater in town, and so yeah, we've been.
You can say the name of it.
You can say the name of it.
B&B Theaters, the Ozark branch. So
it's been out there a lot, as well as the Ultimate Cosplay League. So yeah, you can say it. All right, Brandon, what are you most looking forward to?
I hate to be a broken record here, but I want to go back to the movies too. I'm so annoyed that I wanted to go see Bloodshot right before all this started, and I'm like, no, I can wait till next weekend. I'm busy this weekend, and then all the theaters shut down, and I'm like, well, okay.
Yep.
And then now that Black Widow got pushed back, all these movies are getting pushed back and everything too, and I'm just like, that's
so if you'd asked me 2 weeks ago, this answer would have been a new schedule with new content on television. Now, I don't even care. I want out of my house. I want to go to the conventions and see these people and hug people and take pictures and show off new costumes. That is, oh man. I've actually, and there's a poll on, there's a post on Fanatics the Fan on the Facebook page that you guys can see of what people have done to put costumes on, just to walk around their house. I'm sure there are some people that have just put on a costume just to go to Walmart. As a matter of fact, I'm pretty sure Zach has done it at least once.
Probably.
All right, Zach. So the fans that have been watching are harping at me. By the way, I don't listen to y'all. This is my show. But
This
we
is
do
show. Why are they harping on you, Hawk?
We do want to see we want to hear your favorite VisionCon moment. Go right ahead, tell us.
All right. Okay, well, I mean, this weekend, I mean, being able to sing a song with Melissa Fahn and Richard Horvitz, I mean, that was hard to beat. But no, my actual favorite one was actually last year when I was hosting the cosplay dating, not the cosplay dating game, the cosplay contest. And, you know, this story involves Raylene, so I mean, no surprise there. But the surprise that you'll probably get is I was unconscious for part of it. So I was hosting the cosplay contest, and a part of being the MC is you get show notes for each individual contestant. And each contestant can, you know, interact with the MC if they would like, if it would help their performance. So Raylene had the idea because they were Enchantress from Suicide Squad. So they were going to kill me. So they go and, you know, they do their little thing where they kill me. And, you know, ladies and gentlemen, I'm not one to, you know, half you-know-what anything. So I went down, but I went down harder than I thought I was going down. And I banged my head against that stage. And, I mean, it went black for a little bit. So her actual performance, I didn't actually get to see until Do You Nerd, the YouTube channel, posted it after the fact because I was momentarily blacked out. So that was probably my favorite. Just
that was wild.
Brandon, how many VisionCon stories start out? Well, I wasn't conscious for this, but
Oh, there are.
Don't go there. Multitude. Don't go there. This is family friendly.
Hey, so funny story about all of this is I've actually been with VisionCon longer than all three of you combined.
100%.
Aren't you so cool, Hawk?
No. Although I will admit that, and I know if Jeff's watching, he'll comment on this. I have probably my worst VisionCon story. The only person that actually remembers it is Jeff German, so we won't even get into that. Folks, you're watching Fanatics the Fan on Virtual Visioncon. My name is Hawk, and we are part of the Pop Goes the Culture Network. You can find them at popgoestheculture.com. You can find us on YouTube. And every week they do polls, your Pop Goes the Culture poll. And this week on popgoestheculture.com, the poll is, what are you most looking forward to when returning to normal? And your options are TV and streaming, movies at the theater, new comics in the stores, and conventions and live events. So go ahead and go over to popgoestheculture.com and check that out and chime in, say what you have to say. We're going to go over to, brought to you by Pop Goes the Culture, will be some nerd news, some things you guys didn't know about. One of the first articles was, before I even read the headline, I have to ask this of all of the group. Do you guys even care about this Flash movie? And I'll start with Marissa, who has this look on her face like, really?
No, I do not. At all.
Are you just done with DC?
I actually really love the Arrowverse on CW, and I just think that is my favorite Barry Allen ever. And I love the actor that plays the Flash in the movies, but I just don't care because I already have my Barry Allen fix.
Brandon.
So I'm really looking forward to watching Barry Allen go into the Speed Force, go back in time, and ruin an entire timeline again. Because, you know, I am just a glutton for punishment like that. So I can't wait to see how much we use Barry Allen to screw up the entirety of whatever universe he's in.
Right.
You can't screw it up any worse than they already have.
Who they got playing Flash?
So they recast Iris West again.
Yeah, okay, I don't care then.
Right.
It's not Ezra Miller, I don't care.
Well, no, they haven't. Ezra's still Ezra.
Ezra's still the Flash.
They recast his love interest after they'd already filmed her scenes.
Yikes.
Yeah. Like, how bad were you?
Wait, but Ezra Miller is going to be the Flash in this movie.
Yeah.
In this movie, yes.
Ezra,
then
I like Ezra the most. The biggest reason for it is he is at least attempting to be the quirky Flash that we're used to in the cartoon and comics. He's not great at it, but he's at least trying better than Grant Gustin is. And I love Grant, and I love his show. But we didn't get the quirkiness out of Arrow. We didn't get the quirkiness, and we haven't gotten out of anybody yet. So I'd rather see it in him than not see it at all.
I feel like the quirkiness in the Arrowverse comes with the Legends. Like, that's the funny, quirky show in that universe to me.
Yeah, if anybody was watching it.
Be nice, okay?
I was being nice.
I really love Candace Patton as Iris West Allen.
She's great, and the story they're giving her right now is, I want to say, interesting.
Yeah, that was how I was going to describe it.
That's the politically correct way of saying that, right?
Yeah.
So I have a surprise for you guys. Just to get off the news for a second and back onto our last topic, because I feel like it, and I don't know if I can do it, so I'm going to click on a few buttons while I'm doing it. I can't. I don't think I have control to do it. Oh, yes, I do. So we decided to make a it's gone. Son of a.
What do you need?
Biscuit?
Yes. So I asked Brandon, we got together, we do a top 5 every week. And every show we do a top 5. And the top 5 for this show is the top 5 all-time great VisionCon guests, which you guys can chime in on while I try to make this thing work. Brent, I don't think I can share their
You hit share screen.
I will come through this. I taught you how to do that, by the way, but for some reason, I'm not going to share my video.
Which is why I'm a little wondering why you're not doing it.
It's not coming through for some reason.
Oh, is it not?
Yeah, it's probably the browser. So we'll keep talking. You guys keep talking. Don't let Brandon answer while I try to figure this out. So I'll start with Zach. What was your all-time favorite VisionCon guest?
I mean, I've only been going to VisionCon for the last 3 years or so, but because I actually just kind of started going to cons around that time. But definitely, gun to my head, it's definitely either it had to have been in this weekend. Either Robbie Rist, Chris Edgerly, or Melissa Fahn. I mean, I'm definitely biased because I was I interviewed them, but I don't know, just when I saw them, like, I had to consciously try to not be starstruck because I had a job to do. And Melissa Fahn and Robbie Rist, I did a real good job at that. Not to pat myself on the back. Chris Edgerly, not so much. But yeah, I feel like I did a serviceable job, but I did definitely stumble here and there at the beginning.
Why is my only take from that is we get to put a gun to Zach's head?
Something like that. I will say, and I did tell him this to his face, well, rather to the screen during his interview, but I did not expect him to be as ripped as he is. He's a lot more muscular than I thought he'd be.
And this is why we don't let Zach talk to people.
I know what Brandon was thinking.
All right, Marissa?
I would have to say that Dana Powell was my favorite guest so far. I just think that she is one of the most wonderful human beings that I've ever gotten a chance to meet. And as a celebrity, she's definitely done some big projects. I'm a huge fan of Bridesmaids, and she was one of my favorite characters in that movie. And just to be able to meet her, and she just meets you with just such a great energy. She's so nice and charming and kind, and I loved her. I found excuses to go to her booth multiple times throughout the day.
So you were stalking her.
I mean, Dana, I'll admit it. I was a little stalky. It's fine.
You're so sweet, though.
She really is the best.
One of my new favorite all-time guests of VisionCon has been Brandon's cat.
Absolutely.
Found a way to join us almost every time.
So precious.
So, folks, we have the top 5 every week. Zach actually did a top 10 last show, and because of Zach doing 10, we had to reduce it to 5 just to make time from now on. And it was, what was it? It was video games, right?
It was Final Fantasy games.
And you can find that on
Protagonists.
On our YouTube channel, Fanatics the Fan. But here is our all-time top 5 of VisionCon guests. Brought to you by Fanatics the Fan, and of course, Pop Goes the Culture. Hey folks, once again, this is Fanatics the Fan, and here's our top 5 for our VisionCon show. We decided to do something special, so we come up with our very own top 5 VisionCon guests that we love. And we're going to start off with number 5. Take it away, Brandon. Who was number 5?
Number 5 would be Sam Witwer. Amazing voice actor of Battlestar Galactica. He's Darth Maul in most of the Star Wars animated stuff, as well as Star Killer in the Force Unleashed games.
Yeah.
And he's a gaming nerd. He played D&D while he was in town. That's really cool.
Mm-hmm.
And he's a great guy. I got to interview him a couple times. Got a couple of pictures of him, so we love him. And I'll do number 4. It's a good friend of mine. He's not just a VisionCon guest, but he's hosted. He's been on our show several times, and you'll probably hear from him during this current crisis. Number 4 is, of course, the comedy legend Mikey Mason. Amazing guy. You can find all his stuff on mikeymason.com. What's your favorite song from him?
She Don't Like Firefly.
She Don't Like Firefly is an amazing. For me, it's best game ever. Number 3, take it away, Steven.
Number 3, I'm going to go with John Wesley Shipp. Real nice guy. Most of you may know him as the original Flash. He's been an actor for many years.
He's an awesome actor, and it's sad to see that he's not going to be on that series anymore, but it was great having him. He was an awesome guest.
He really was.
Nicest guy ever.
Yes, nicest guy ever. I'm shocked he wasn't actually higher on the list, but Brandon.
Number 2 would be Ernie Hudson.
Woohoo!
Another amazing, very nice person, but he was so much fun, and he was very much a part of the crowd and everything. So it was always nice to have an original Ghostbuster there.
And ironically, number 2 and Zach's not number 1, and Zach's not here to say, but I'm going to do a couple honorable mentions just so we don't forget them. Abby Darkstar and Keith Zen.
Yes.
Honorable mention because they're such amazing guests. Eric Moran participated so much. I got to do a panel with him that we're also going to do this year without him. Vets for Marriage was a great thing. Number 1 honorable mention for you, Steven. Go.
Last year, Robbie Wrist. It was good to see him there.
Brandon.
Aaron Douglas. He was there my very first year as on staff. He was one of the one of my favorite ones. Yep.
And finally our number 1 all-time favorite VisionCon guest, multi-talent actress, Miss Jewel State, from, of course, famed Firefly and Magicians and almost everything other great nerd show that you're watching right now. She is involved with. She's been in Supernatural. She's an amazing person. It was great seeing her in town. She seemed to have a lot of fun. She was very interactive with all of the attendees. Couldn't have picked a better person that year for your first year back in the Springfield. So it was awesome. Folks, check us out every week on Fanatics the Fan. You can find us on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. And, of course, right here at your Virtual VisionCon. Right back to the show.
Hawk, I hate to break it to you, but it's a little embarrassing, but you actually mispronounced her name. It's Jewel Straight, I believe. Pretty sure it's Jewel. So, wow, a little embarrassing on your end. Just saying.
You boys are something else.
It is, Zach. And how do you still have a job anyway for not knowing that? Folks, do you guys disagree with our top 5? Agree with our top 5? Any of that at all? Just we are watching the comments because we love you guys. Again, of course, you can check us out on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And my dog saw the cat, and she's not having it.
I mean, no, like with all kidding aside, I think Jewel State was the right choice. She's multi-talented, a lot of appeal. The ones that I listed off, the common denominator is, anime, so that's my personal bias. But, taking biases out of the equation, I think that list was actually really solid.
Yeah, I really love Sam Witwer on Supergirl as Ben Lockwood / Agent Liberty. So I love that.
And it's funny. I even liked him as Agent Liberty, and I wasn't a fan of that story because I'm not a fan of that show, but I did like him, so that was really cool. According to the comments, Jewel State was a delight. She suggested a second Q&A, and it was her idea, which I thought that was really cool. She was a lot of fun to have around. And unlike, do you like to have a guest that doesn't just walk in the door and cause problems? So that's always fun.
That's my number one. That's all I care about.
Zach brought up an interesting topic that we were going to bring up, and my other anime fanatics, and believe it or not, we have like 4 of them that are a part of the show. But Zach, because of our current crisis, I've been calling it. What are we watching? What should people be watching right now?
Well, I mean, now you have no excuse not to get into anime. There are so many animes for so many different types of people and like interests. It's impossible for you not to find at least one you're mildly interested in. I mean, if you want me to recommend some, obviously the Naruto series, Naruto Shippuden, Boruto, obviously I'll always recommend that. But I mean, if kind of shonen anime isn't really your thing, I've really gotten into Violet Evergarden. It's kind of a romance suspense anime with a little bit of action here and there. If you like more kind of quirky, catchy, more of a niche anime, I would highly recommend either K-On! Or Love Live. And then finally, if you just really like sports anime, Yuri on Ice to this day can't be beat, in my opinion.
You forgot to mention your favorite there, Zach.
Yeah, you did.
My Hero Academia, right?
It's definitely not. My Hero Academia is great, don't get me wrong, and I do enjoy the show, but I don't think it deserves all the hype it gets. But it's just one man's opinion.
One of my favorite things about the current state of anime is we do a thing. We do a cosplay of the day, and the fanatics that check it out every day, they can attest that these people are amazing. They're just phenomenal. One of my biggest joys is I wake up and I jump on my phone and I do the cosplay of the day, because whenever it pops up into my email, it is always awesome. And the sheer volume of cosplay that we've gotten in the last 2 months that are just anime related, these people they're so fanatical about their anime that these costumes are on point every time. And it's great. And being our anime fanatic, Zach, I mean, you can agree that they've just been amazing.
Neon Genesis Evangelion. Yeah, that another one that I always highly recommend. What?
Not even the question I asked you, you big dork.
I'm sorry, what was the question?
We were talking
cosplay now.
Cosplay of the day and the amount of anime in it and how great they are.
Oh, yeah, that. I just always try to find opportunities to talk about Neon Genesis.
I was just, slithering away from the screen because I don't watch any anime, and it's not for any particular reason. But my partner during this quarantine has been trying to catch up with One Piece, and to him, I say good luck.
So one of our anime cosplay fanatics, Raylene, who's not here because Zach won't bathe.
They are obsessed.
She is obsessed with One Piece. Obsessed with it. And love her cosplays, love the energy she brings to the show. But we need to get that girl some One Piece so she can calm down. So and we'll put that out. What are you guys watching during this? Because we can see the stream. What are you guys watching? Because you're at home, you're either at Walmart, Lowe's, Home Depot, or at home. So you got to be watching something. What are you guys watching during all of this? We'd love to know. Evan is on episode 866.
Oh wow, that's actually respectable.
Show, Evan.
He has literally been trying to catch up to One Piece for the entirety of our relationship, which is almost 4 years.
Raylene's one of the few that's actually caught up, and so I didn't think he'd make it, but apparently he's almost there.
I don't know what's more impressive, as much as he's watched or that he's put up with you for 4 years.
Oof.
Tread lightly, sir. I don't care if you're the president.
So another real quick article, and I'm just going to put this out just so people know, during this crisis, people have done things to make it better. And this article is from comicbook.com. Apparently, Pokemon is streaming all of its movies for free for certain people. I'm not sure where because I didn't actually read all of the article, but that's really cool. What other things have you guys seen to make our nerd life better during this crisis? Marissa?
Well, it's more of a pop culture thing, but Leslie Jordan's Instagram is just excellent. Do you guys know who I'm talking about?
I don't.
You don't know who Leslie Jordan is?
If I
Okay,
do,
Zach.
I know them only from their work.
Okay, you'd probably know them from Will and Grace, the sassy old man.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
Leslie Jordan.
I love Will.
He's just been doing these hilarious like quarantine videos on his Instagram. So if you haven't seen those yet, please check them out because they are hilarious. They will make your day.
Brandon?
You know, I've got to really put it out there. I'm an old man. I'm getting there, up there in years. So I recently, I got to do a big thank you to all those people, all the entertainers on TikTok who have kept me entertained when I downloaded this during this quarantine, because that's become one of my new obsessions, is just sit on TikTok all day.
Zach?
I'm just baffled you use TikTok.
I'm stunned.
It hasn't happened yet, but I did hear, I think on like May 15th or something, Avatar: The Last Airbender is coming to Netflix. And that hadn't happened for a while. So I'm going to just associate that with the fact that the pandemic is going on. So that's going to be mine.
I'll be honest with you. I post what video helped me get through the day videos almost every day. And I would say the last 6 have been Will Smith.
Yeah, he's been doing some really great ones.
The Fresh Prince reunion. Wow. And the fact that they have never even thought about doing it again. You know, I mean, they're at that point where they should have already done it. And yet, you know,
Sure.
So that's been a lot of fun. Elizabeth says there's a lot of great stuff on Netflix right now. Yeah. Netflix is making money. Hulu's making money. Amazon's making money. It's been interesting. But of course, Fanatics the Fan, you can watch our channel all the time because we're always doing something. Our cosplay of the day. We've been having, and this has been one of the funnest things I've done. I'm surprised Zach hasn't said anything. One of the coolest things that we do is every Wednesday we have a Wheaton Watch Party Wednesday. Now, we had to change that because, lo and behold, I discovered something I didn't even know was possible. And as opposed to kicking him off Fanatics the Fan, I figured I'd find a way to solve it. I discussed it with Brandon, and Brandon said just kill him. I didn't really want to do that because Brandon's not going to help me bury the body. So
Yeah. I've got attraction appeal.
So we decided to come up with a solution. Tell them the solution, Zach.
The solution to not killing me? Well, I mean, gee, let's see. I'm mildly entertainable.
Every Wednesday, dork.
Oh, the Wednesday thing. Oh, okay. So every Wednesday we do what's called Whedon Watch Party Wednesday, and where we show probably an episode from a scene from a Joss Whedon film. Well, we've been exploring Firefly. Now, ladies and gentlemen, until recently, I have not given two you-know-whats about Firefly, and that has upset a lot of people. And I was very vocal about that, and then I received quite a backlash. So eventually I was like, you know what, fine, I'll watch the show. And then Hawk had the idea, well, you know what, let's stream it. So, for the past, I want to say 4 or 5 weeks, what episode are we on?
We're actually going into one of the best episodes. We're heading into episode 6.
Okay, so for the past 5 weeks, we've been doing that. And, at first I was like, okay, so it's like Cowboy Bebop, but bad. And then, it slowly came, I started using the phrase, I'm not ready to commit and take it home to meet the folks, but
Zach, I just want to say, I will defend you when the anime fans come after you for that Cowboy Bebop comment.
No. I'm sorry. No, you misheard me. No. Cowboy Bebop is my second favorite anime in the world. I'm just saying Firefly was bad.
I will then defend you when the Firefly fans come for you.
Oh, okay.
I won't. Me and Brandon will not.
Listen,
Firefly fans are rabid, man.
Cowboy Bebop fans are
We're
like.
talking about Reavers. That's the fandom.
Listen, what's interesting, you guys can scroll back on our Facebook page and watch the viewing. Episode 1 with Zach was hilarious. He does not like the Doctor at all. There were curse words coming out of his mouth about the Doctor. That's all he saw for a while was Doctor.
Episode 1 was definitely a treasure, but as the show has gone on and I've watched more of it, and especially after this most recent episode, Safe, I believe it was.
Yes.
We got cut short a little bit due to technical difficulties, but what I wanted to say after it was, you know what? I think it's time. I think I need to settle down and have Firefly meet the folks. I'm starting to like it, and I'm starting to see why so many people like it so much.
Well, here's something interesting. Jacob makes an interesting point, and this is gonna be a quick one answer thing. Jacob himself doesn't care about Game of Thrones or The Walking Dead, and I was the same way about both, and I converted. What is something that you're willing to admit on camera live that you are still not following, and the whole American fandom will probably unfriend you after you say it? Start with Melissa, who's already laughing.
My bad.
I don't care about The Walking Dead either.
Brandon.
Do we want to talk about the shows that have lost me over the years? Because
No.
Walking Dead, Arrow, Flash, Legends of Tomorrow, Supergirl.
Are you trying to start a fight with me? Seriously?
I'm just saying. I defended those shows for a long time.
You did. Oh, we used to fight long and hard about Legends of Tomorrow. Oh.
Okay, I feel like I need to get in on some of these conversations. Obviously not at the moment because we're doing something else, but I feel like we all need to have a long talk.
Yeah.
Okay, well, this isn't really a show, but I do have a hot take on something. Captain America's Civil War wasn't that great.
Bull.
Yeah, well, okay. It's fine.
Can you push Zach off the screen?
I'll give you one further. I'll take you one step further. All right. Batman v Superman and Justice League were better.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Oh yeah, man.
You know what? It's 4:54. Get out. I'll take over.
I love
Get fired.
Yeah, I love that.
That's what Dana just said. Dana, who works with all of us, he's helped us with Geeksmas. We'll be doing that again this year. We loved it.
Deanna.
Yeah. She said, I ain't watched Mandalorian and I ain't gonna.
She did not say that. She said, I have not yet seen The Mandalorian yet, but in no rush.
My paraphrasing was the same thing.
No, it wasn't.
What little I saw.
We love Deanna. We stand Deanna.
Oh, I love her to death, but Mandalorian is great.
Oh, man. That little baby Yoda, I feel like I have never wanted to have children. I'm just not that person. I like kids. I just don't want to have them.
Well, you have
My
Zach.
mothering instincts could not be stronger with a baby Yoda. Every episode, I'm like, someone protect this precious life form or I will riot.
Chandler Mirabelle said I'm fired, which, I mean, you're actually wrong, Chandler, because if I didn't get fired for what I did after Robbie Risk panel Saturday, I feel like I'm nigh immortal.
I feel like I need to point out that Elizabeth said I couldn't get into Supergirl either. So I'm just going to say,
Okay, friends, we're all going to have a really long talk before I have a coronary.
I wanted Supergirl to be good for no other reason than it's deserved.
Supergirl season 2 is okay.
And
The rest of it.
The CW, I decided to go ahead and go through, get caught up, see what they're trying to do. And Mr. Berlanti, I love you for trying to do what you're trying to do with all of this. But you should hire some actual comic book nerds, or at least some nerds.
Okay, here's the deal. I want an answer from Brandon and Hawk in one sentence
Okay.
on your biggest issue with Arrowverse. One sentence.
The CWification of every storyline that they can possibly do.
And my one line would be what he said. And here's a classic example. One of their greatest stories that DC ever did was The Crisis in Infinite Earths. But you cannot do that on television and ignore the entire story just to make it fit what you have.
See, the Flash started out really, really strong, really extremely strong, and then it got so caught up in the teenage drama part of it, and let all the loose ends kind of be out in the Speed Force, and that became just like, okay, now I'm just kind of following along, and fast forwarding through some of the drama bits, and that's why I thought season 2 of Supergirl came out very strong, and then it started going the same way. Legends did a really great job of just being its own thing, and that's why I love Legends so much. But even then, I've lost interest over time.
And it's not that hard to lose interest.
Well, my hot take is that I love it, and I stand the Arrowverse. To this day,
I mean, there's no problem with it. It's not bad by any stretch, but it's just not
way too touchy-feely. Wow, we need to get Adam out for a drink because Adam's been cooped up too long. Adam is a little angry, but we still love you guys, folks. You're watching, of course, Fanatics the Fan live on Facebook. I have something that none of our guests know anything about.
Okay.
That scares me.
Yeah, it should. So Fanatics the Fan, we partner with as many people as we can. And one of the things that happens locally every year is a little thing called Stato 48. And we always get involved. This year, several of Fanatics and our friends got involved and we did a film. And you guys are going to be the first to see it without having to go through all of the other processes. Wow. And Deanna, I'm going to read that while I play this video. All righty. And let me answer the one question you guys are going to ask before this starts. Yes, this is meant for you to laugh. It is okay to laugh at me.
All right.
Now let's see.
I do that all the time anyways.
Let me see if I can make it work.
Hawk, laughing at you is like my part-time job, buddy.
Watch. Man, I really just don't feel well. My head hurts and got shortness of breath and my skin feels like it's covered in ants.
Think you drank a little too much last night.
Did not drink too much.
No, I think you drank a little more than you think you did. Think you got a hangover.
I had drank just as much as you did.
Yeah, but I feel okay.
That's my point. I must be coming down with something.
You just don't know how to hold your liquor. You're not like me.
Buck, I really hate you.
How about you go up to the truck and grab you some of that fizzy water and make you feel better? Oh, and while you're at it, take yourself a little poop.
You know what? Fine. I will go get me some fizzy water. But I ain't taking no poop because I ain't got nothing to wipe with and I've been blocked up for days.
Here.
Oh.
Take this and go behind that bush. This is my favorite shirt, so I need it back.
Oh my God. Buck, put your damn shirt on. Nobody needs to see that mess.
Gertie likes seeing me with my shirt off. She calls me her little fuzzy bear. I love it when she calls me fuzzy.
You know what? Not only do I hate you, but you disgust me. Now I do need to take a poop. Give me the damn shirt, fuzzy bear.
Roy, I love you so much, I give you the shirt off my back.
Hey, what's up, Buck? When we getting to be
getting started.
Well, Roy drank a little too much last night. And though he don't like to admit it in front of the lady folk here, he had to take a little poop too to feel
Look,
better.
I can hear you. Shut up.
Oh, Buck, I gotta admit it. I'm not feeling too hot myself.
Well, let me tell you something my Grammy always used to say. She'd say, if you're feeling a little under the weather, best thing you can do is take a good poop.
That's cool.
You two shut the fuck up. Hard enough without you two idiots talking. Frankie, go get me a fizzy water out the truck.
Sure thing, Roy. We need to get to work, and we need you in tip-top shape. Hey, Buck, you think I could get one of those the fizzy waters?
Sure thing, Frankie. You might have to wait until Roy's done, though, to use my t-shirt.
Thanks, Buck. I'll go see if I can use his shirt.
Wish you were here, Gertie B. It's a spectacular view. Flowers blooming. Bees being. Birds chirping. Roy and Frankie pooping. All feeling better.
Well, thanks to you two idiots, I couldn't go. I'm gonna try again later, though. Frankie's got your shirt. What is you over here yammering about?
Nothing. It's just a beautiful day today. Feeling any better?
Yes, Buck, I feel fine.
See? I told you you'd feel better. Well, when Frankie gets done, we'll get started.
I couldn't go, but I feel a lot better. The fizzy water you gave me must have done the trick. Thanks a lot for that, Buck. Here you go.
Well, it's the least I can do. You guys are helping me out of a jam and all. Well, let's get started. This old girl ain't gonna dig herself.
And oops.
Okay.
I didn't see that coming at all.
Neither did I.
I forgot how well of an actor you are, Hawk.
All right, girls, I'm going to read you a bedtime story.
Oh my goodness, did it not stop?
Once upon a time.
Oh my goodness.
The glass ball.
I hope you guys enjoyed that. That was an Fanatics and Fan exclusive from this year's Sado 48. Thank you for all the laughing and applause. Leanna still has a lot to say.
Everybody, put a thumbs up in the comments for that video.
Yeah, that was great, Hawk.
I'm glad you liked it. It was one of the most funs. Well, that was disturbing. All right. Elizabeth, it was actually meant to be disturbing. The team that I work with, we never do comedy, and so this was our first attempt, and it was a lot of fun. The most comedy we ever do was right here on the show. Of course, you can find Fanatics and the Fan every week. You can find that particular thing. Please go vote for us at Sado48.com. We appreciate it. You can actually vote daily. It was a lot of fun to do. And we're going to go back. We're live right here at VisionCon, which we are every year, and I love it. Real quick, we're going to wrap this up real quick because we do. You can check us out on popbuzzculture.com, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. We do Weed and Party Wednesday. We have game night. As a matter of fact, we have a game night next Saturday at 3 o'clock Central Standard Time. We play Jackbox pretty much all afternoon and evening because even though I know we're going to be out of this, you should probably stay your butts at home for another couple of weeks anyway, especially Zach, because I don't know if he's taken a bath in the last 48 hours.
I mean, I did literally this morning, but yeah.
And of course, welcome our newest fanatic, Marissa. She's welcome to join us at any time. She has a very strong opinion about Zach and his hair, so she's welcome back anytime.
Love that hair.
Thank you.
Hawk, you still need to shave.
I do. That's been you, hasn't it? Is that who it's been? Okay.
Yeah, because you teased
I got to shave
Zach
it.
about his hair.
Okay. So we put it out to the for the pop culture poll about just those four what you're most looking forward to. Now I'm going to put it out there generally. What has been the best thing about being this close with people during this? And I'll start with Zach.
I feel like this has given me a lot more time to, I'm still generating, relationships with people, granted it's on Zoom, but, I've been able to hang out with, my parents a little more, which, always nice. And then, I've also been, the one thing, there's been a lot of great things about having Virtual Visioncon, but I do feel a lot more technological savvy now because, there have been a couple times where, I had to troubleshoot things myself. And my tech skills have never been a strength I've been confident in, but, I was able to, troubleshoot little things that I couldn't before. Definitely the bigger things. Definitely that was all Lucas, Richard, and Marissa and Deanna, so I appreciate that as well. Of course, Hawk for helping me get this thing rolling in the first place. But, it hasn't all been bad. I'm definitely ready for things to go back to normal, but, at the end of the day, it hasn't all been bad.
Brandon.
Yeah. Well, I really am thankful for people like my staff here who have put this together this weekend, coming together and finding creative ways to keep things going throughout the whole shutdown. Because it's been, for me, my life hasn't changed a whole lot. I'm still an essential worker, so I'm still at work every day. I'm still doing the same thing. So I'm just missing the social aspect of it. And so I'm really glad that we were able to do this weekend, and that the VisionCon staff here this weekend was able to do everything they did. So,
Marissa.
I just think that this whole time has just shown me how much time I actually do have to connect with people, because I tend to be a person that will just kind of be in my own zone, staying in my lane, doing school, doing work, all that kind of stuff. I get really busy, and it's like we have plenty of time to pick up the phone and call someone or text someone. And especially now, we literally have all the time if you're not an essential worker, which I'm not. So I just appreciate, kind of like what Zach was saying, is just like being able to connect with everybody. And I'm an extrovert, so I really appreciate Virtual VisionCon because I'm like dying to see anyone's face other than Evan's, okay? We live together. I am very happy that I have someone to spend time with in quarantine, but it's just so nice to see literally anyone else's face, because I miss people.
Adam said he would definitely take us up on that drink. Obviously, Adam needs to get out of the house too. Quick announcement before we get ready to close. Fanatics the Fan every year does a wonderful convention at the end of the year in conjunction and partnership with a lot of people, including Playco Games and VisionCon and a few others. It is called Geeksmas. It is the first Saturday of the month, which I believe is December 5th this year. And we have a theme. We've decided on a theme. We love our theme. This is the theme that we're going with. It is a cosplay Christmas.
Yes.
Ooh, I like that.
Yes.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Get your cosplays together. We are going to have so much fun at Geeksmas this year. I cannot wait for it. I've got a couple other surprises up my sleeve that I'm working on. If things work out, this is going to be one of the best Geeksmases of all time. And of course, Playco Games will once again be in charge of our gaming area, mainly because she's over here mouthing me. So now I'm just going to put that out there. And if she's not there and the room is empty, then everybody will know who to blame. So there we go. On behalf of all of Fanatics and the Fan, I've had this message in me for about a month, and I'm happy to say this now. As Brandon mentioned, he's an essential worker, and I've actually worked almost every day. And every day walking out of my house is almost frightening. But then I drive by certain areas in Springfield, and it's much better. So I want to send a special shout out and thank you to all of the really essential people, all the frontline people that have been taking care of us and trying to get us through all of this, the doctors, the nurses, the police force, the firefighters that have been diligently trying to keep somewhere close to some sort of normalcy. They have the hardest job on the planet, and it is trying to keep all of the wheels turning. And Fanatics and the Fan and Pop Goes the Culture appreciate you more than you'll ever know. And that's what I have to say about that. We love Virtual Visioncon. Check us out every week on popgoesculture.com as well as YouTube. And I'm going to do a circle. And my circle is Zach, Brandon, Marissa. Final word, starting with Zach.
Guys, it's been a lot of fun doing this panel and then just doing everything for Virtual VisionCon. So it's been a real joy. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. After this, we're going to go into closing ceremonies. But stay safe out there, and of course, thank you to all you essential workers. I couldn't have said it better than Hawk and Brandon, but it bears repeating. You guys are keeping this world alive right now, and it does not go unnoticed. So I really appreciate you guys.
He fell asleep.
Brandon.
Huh? Oh,
Wake
it's my
up,
turn?
bro.
Yeah. Bye.
Well said.
Well said, Brandon.
Take care of yourselves. Take this time to find a creative outlet, whether it be finding a new show you liked, one of the ones that we've talked about. Clearly, the other three do not like Arrowverse. I definitely think you should watch Arrowverse. Take care of yourselves. Stay safe. Be kind and compassionate to each other. Everybody's going through a weird time right now, and we just need to try to find the good parts of ourselves and let those really shine right now. And again, essential workers, you guys are the bomb. You're the best. We love you. Thank you for doing your jobs.
I love VisionCon. It is my home convention. I will go to it over any other. And Virtual VisionCon has been amazing. Thank you much for joining us on Fanatics and Fan. Thank them for having us and for all of the great work that everybody's done. Stay tuned for, of course, the closing ceremonies. This is where Fanatics and the Fan belongs. So thank you for even giving us our right proper time slot. I can't thank you enough. You guys be safe and take care of each other. Group hug! Group hug! Group hug!